has urged Gabonese and the international community to come to his actions in this edition of Newscast. And a wave of shock and grief has swept through the Goso neighborhood in Yaoundé as sad news of a man stabbed to death broke in the early hours of this August 30 as Saint Bongne Simo Kamto, a teacher by profession, was attacked, robbed and killed by yet to be identified persons. And on the eve of the 2023-2024 academic year, a coalition of teachers' trade unions are decrying not only their working conditions, but also the school program in place in the country. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Gabon's Ousted President Ali Bongo has urged Gabonese and the international community to come to his rescue as he has been kept on the house arrest following the military avoid. But who is General Brice Sherifa?
Installed at the head of the Gabon Republican Guard, General Brice Oligui Nguema is renowned for being very influential within the Gabonese army. According to the local press, for 2 years, he had led the Republican Guard, which provided security for Ali Bongo and sometimes described by the press as the Praetorian Guard. He has established himself as the keystone of the regime's security apparatus and more. Brice Oligui Nguema is the son of a Gabonese general officer. He joined the Republican Guard at a young age. He notably served as military attaché at the Gabonese embassy in Morocco, then in Senegal, according to the local press. He would also have been trained at the Royal Military Academy of Meknes in Morocco before following a commando course at the Commando Training Center in the Equatorial Forest of Gabon. In 2018, Brice Oligui Nguema was made head of the General Directorate of Special Services, the intelligence service of the Republican Guard. A few months later, he was promoted to head of the Republican Guard and set up the Special Interventions Section, which he reinforced.
55 years, the news came limping and was finally confirmed that Ali Bongo has had been trapped.
Predictable or not, it is difficult to say. However, from a very prudent observation, one can see the political climate that reigned before, during and after the elections evidently pushed pundits to believe it was inevitable.
Maybe not foreseeable, but this coup d'etat, from the authors of the coup d'etat, they are putting on the table bad elections. And remember, when you look at the communique, they say the general elections and the election.
It was a reign of sad memories for the Bongos, who dismally transformed the country into a semi-constitutional monarchy with absolute power.
I don't think there is relatively better standard of living in Gabon. Gabon has what you say, the greater per capita income. But the problem is the management, the administration. How this per capita, is it equitably distributed among Gabonese? No. So you understand that we cannot announcement from the military officials that Ali Bongo is on house arrest, and a number of dignitaries of that regime have been arrested for reason of embezzlement and huge corruption.
Despite enjoying relative stability, the Gabonese scenario remains captivating. A country with an encouraging standard of living. And as the junta commanded from within, the Gabonese have turned the pages of the 55-year dynasty.
The Gabonese situation, which is a continuation of what has been going on in other African countries, is an eye-opener for other heads of state to sit up. Details with our reporter, Hyson Cha.
According to political analysts, the coup d'etat that broke out in the Republic of Gabon this Wednesday morning after the result of the presidential election is a bad signal for the entire African continent.
It's a dangerous signal not only to African democracy but also to the Congo Basin as a whole.
African people have been sufficiently conscientized on the fact that their leaders, whether they be democratically elected in quotes, or handpicked and put there, when they don't render them the goods, they are good to be sent off. So all of what is happening in Gabon is not strange.
The uprising, he insists, is a result of the constant misuse of democratic principles by those in power.
These are telling signs that the people are not fools, as their leaders would think. Because when we saw in Niger, Burkina Faso, we saw how it was acclaimed by the people. When it happened in Mali, we saw how the junta was acclaimed by the people. And this morning in Gabon, we saw how the people were acclaiming for the military. It shows that between the military and the population, there is a synergy of activities to their people.
Also come to save as a dangerous signal to those who think that the same democratic principles that have been laid down for elections can be violated time and again, and permit people to remain in power as long as they want.
The Gabonese situation, which is coming to add to the military takeover in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and others, he warns, should serve as an eye-opener for other heads of states.
There is a great need for any country that wants to preserve peace and stability to anticipate and listen to the people's voice and answer the people's aspiration. Each head of state should know that democracy is not winning at the ballot box, but doing the people's will.
And in a viral video this August 30th, the overthrown president Ali Bongo cries out to the world to come for his rescue.
And the border between Cameroon and Gabon had been closed since Wednesday morning after the coup d'etat. Commercial exchange between the Central African countries have been suspended, hindering movement between the two countries. Kejan Henriette Tembe tells us more.
Activities have been grounded at QC, a border town between Cameroon and Gabon, after the coup d'etat. Motorbikes that used to shuttle from QC to Gabon and back have all parked. Goods destined for the Gabonese markets are parked along the borderline, waiting for the situation to return to normal, as no one knows the day and time the border will be opened. The closure of the border has caused a lot of harm to business activities. Residents on both sides of the border, who depend mainly on small businesses, are already feeling the impact. Gabonese who come to Cameroon for different reasons and medical appointments remain stuck at QC, unable to reach Bitam, a neighboring locality to Cameroon. As they yearn for the borders to be opened, they pray for a return to normalcy.
Ali Bongo has urged Gabonese and the international community to come to his rescue, as he has been kept under house arrest following the military takeover this Wednesday. The military says the recent presidential election has been truncated and has declared the results null and void. Gladys Ambo in the following report says despite Ali Bongo's call for help, the population remains happy with the military decision. More.
Ali Bongo has been under house arrest since the military declared it has taken over power in Gabon. His son and other family members have been arrested, leaving Ali Bongo more frustrated. In a video in which he appeared sitting on a chair with a bookshelf behind, Ali Bongo Odimba called on Gabonese and friends to make noise on the coup that ousted him Wednesday. It is his first public appearance since soldiers seized power.
And I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm at the residence, and nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make the noise. I'm thanking you.
The son of Ali Bongo was arrested alongside 6 other members of government. General Brice Oligui Nguema has urged the population to stay calm and avoid unnecessary distractions. It should be noted the military announced the cancellation of the recent election results, which it says was truncated. It declared the dissolution of all institutions of the Republic and announced the closure of all borders until further notice. Internet that had been shut down for 3 days has now been restored. Reports say General Brice Nguema has announced a meeting of all mutinous soldiers Wednesday, August 30 at 7:30 p.m., during which a decision will be taken on the transition leader.
And Gabonese are now holding their hearts on their palms after the coup d'etat that toppled President Ali Bongo Wednesday morning. Demonstrations have been going on as the Gabonese express happiness with the wind of change. Let's get the reactions with our reporter Aisha Tau.
After the coup d'etat that toppled Ali, reactions are streaming in from across the sub-region. The populations, since this morning, demonstrate their joy, while others prefer to stay mute, as the case of these Gabonese students residing in Cameroon who are praying for peace to return.
La seule chose que je souhaite.
What I wish from this change in our country as a young Gabonese is peace. That is all what we want, and wish that it happens without chaos.
Il y a des dégâts après tout ça.
Peaceful and harmonious country. I wish that things calms down and the person that people have really voted should go on power.
Qui a été voté par les électeurs prenne la tête du pouvoir.
Meantime, others are optimistic as they hope the prevailing situation will help Gabon to obtain a certain degree of prosperity.
Nous sommes optimistes.
We are optimists because this happens for a good reason. As the military has taken control, following this, adjustments will be done, but we wish peace so that in years to come, Gabon becomes a country of emergence, expertise and prosperity as Nigeria and South Africa.
Le Nigeria, l'Afrique du Sud.
Others say it's too early to give their opinion.
Until Yaoundé, as a sad news of a man stabbed to death broke in the early hours of August 30, as Sen Mbongne Simo Kamto, a teacher by profession, was attacked, robbed and killed by yet to be identified persons. Beatrice Angamo and students journalist Chelsea Kowan completes that story for us.
Tears of agony, wailing, and faces filled with shock and disappointment. What welcomes us this morning at a place called Carrefour Hotel Le Paradis, Ngusso neighborhood in Yaoundé. Lying there is the lifeless body of Asen Mbongne Simo Kamto, teacher at GHS Ngurmekong along the Soir Road. He received 2 deadly stabs on his chest that sent him to the worlds beyond. Tragic, premature exit.
Killed outside the house. All the others, on coming back, we didn't find his phone nor his wallet. He is my tenant. When I was informed about this, I hurriedly came here. I asked myself what was going on because he is a very calm man and very young as well.
At the time of our report, the elements of the Ngusso Brigade were already at the scene. The death of Asen comes to add to the series of other assaults and killings registered recently along this stretch of road. The occupants decry the situation and are appealing on prompt intervention.
A lot of insecurity in this quarter. It's not only this street. The other street coming down like that, you are not safe. And I think if the state doesn't take something serious, I think we will go back to jungle justice. Seeing a young man losing his life like this is not good.
Investigations has been opened by the forces of law and order with the hope to get hold of the perpetrators. Happening few days to the 2023-2024 academic year, the students of GHS Ngurmekong resume school without this teacher.
Quite a pathetic situation, and that brings us to the end of this edition of the Prime Time. So we'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.